What's the mighty good word, party folk? It's your mile high priest. I'm up here, up about a mile high on Wednesday. It's Mercury's Day, May 29th. What's good? Happy birthday to the Sun in Gemini collective. What's up? Getting close to summer, right? I'm looking at, I guess I've been close to filming at or recording at 7 p.m. these days. It's 6:54, so descending numbers. I do have a last quarter moon in Pisces message for y'all. So we might as well get into that, right? We are in a very Saturnian sort of aspect, especially with the truth being dug out. It has been in the collective as far as the astrological message and advice or suggestion to sort of like cut, now that you've cut through or that you've received a breakthrough moment in terms of clarity, can you admire and process and sort of like submit to the truth, or admit and move through it, right? There can be it doesn't have to be awful or not a bad result or bad outcome. It could come out of like seemingly something that has been destroyed, because it is that Piscean and Scorpionic and Cancerian flavor, loss of security, perhaps just a perspective mentality coming from a reaction, loss of comfort, safety, so having to go back to reevaluate, recalculate your self-worth, your value. Very Venusian, very Saturn, Jupiterian, like how can they get us to see something and then move in accordance, right? And so this could it be from 2018, 2019, a loss of something, a relationship, or a relationship to security, home. It could be many things. And you could have then, not that I want to say you reacted, maybe some of us did react, but it was also to come to a point like now where we see where when we only suppose there's a this way or that way, you can go this way or you can go that way. Y'all, it's good. Now you sort of create your own path, right? Like maybe coming from continuing on one path, you also created a disruption. You were disrupted, so you went the other way, and now you're at another crossroads, and you see your vision, your three of wands, your path, your road opener. But it is involved in seeing the truth. So it could be dramatic. You could be seeing other endings. So it could remind you of 2018, 2019, and also like 2011, 2012. Coming from nothing, maybe not even believing. What's good, y'all? Like, we should just clear a little bit of space and then get into it. I'm so grateful for our energetic exchange. I wasn't like too prepared. The moon is in Pisces. The last quarter moon falls in Pisces. Magicians, high priests, high priestesses, kings, queens, royals. What's good, y'all? This is your last quarter moon in Pisces court. I am your effervescent, mercurial, stellar informant, Akashic librarian, ninja warrior, funny looking jester with your divine messages for your spiritual exaltation, divine human evolution through all spaces and times. Thank you for being here. I honor you, your path. I'm grateful for our energetic exchange. I did just give you the Alethea. You're connecting to a new world, and this is very Piscean. The wrap up maybe began 2.5 years ago, 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, and now you're seeing a transition between, do you want to continue, maybe you do feel that you are leading down this path in a reactionary manner, and so there's a good point for you to realign. For you, I have the Herbal Astrology Oracle. I'll pull one card. I have the Wild Unknown Archetypes. I want to do the Summon the Divine spread, which I used to do when I first started the channel, and it's just a 3-card spread. One for the root chakra, which could be a origin or physical situation, and then the heart chakra is a second card, and that could be your emotional situation or response or challenge. And then the third card is the crown chakra, which could be either a dissolvent or a solution. And right now, maybe you're looking at where to be honest, as far as it's more like, do you believe where you're going is yours, and that you really should own it, and you've manifested through your work, not just through energetic, but physical, emotional, spiritual labor, and you're led down this path to come to a crossroads to define your new way. Oh yes, I did a premeditation with the Sacred Symbols Oracle from Marcella Kroll. Y'all know I've been jamming with this. This is the End Strife symbol. It's card number 12. I always mention the numbers just in case they resonate with you. It's a magical stave associated with ending suffering and calming anger. So, to really kind of, I think because it's coming from envy, maybe certain folks around you, or maybe what you're watching, or maybe what you're listening to isn't allowing you to come into a meditative, not suppressant of anger or suppressant of those necessary emotions, but to move through them. Maybe there are some that are holding you back, or things that you watch, or like tendencies, right? And it's all for your luck to grow. Like the jealousy card is card number 23. Lucky is card number 47. And because it's the last quarter moon, the Gemini card, the Lovers card number, Major Arcana number 6. This is from the Martial Tarot. This is just a significator or signifier card, right? It's the last quarter moon. Y'all, what's good? Angels and dear spirits of highest ancestors, wise ancestors. Thank you so much for the divine clear messages for the collective. What can one card for the last full moon in Pisces for the collective. Thank you all so much for being here. We have 3 cards trying to come out. Wisdom, card number 7. Rhodiola. Chamomile, Inner Peace, number 9. And Cacao, Initiation. Uranus, Venus. Which they will... Venus is Kazemi with the sun, so conjunct with the sun this weekend. There's a lot of activity this weekend, which is, again, a good reason for you to guard yourself, protect yourself by invoking calming presence and truthful active will through what? Finding inner peace, relying on your inner wisdom, okay? Not to suppress messages, but to align with proper channel messages, your downloads, and also your wisdom, like inner wisdom, inner peace. This is an initiation onto a new path, right? Onto a new life, onto also, I forget the name of that bird. Oh my gosh, and you have ayahuasca, rebirth, Jerkon Sacha, transfiguration, card number 22. Alethea was card number 77, by the way. That number has been significant as of late. And then we were speaking about breakthrough, which is Ginkgo 30, is it 39? I love when the messages start like stacking confirmation on top of each other. Thank you all so much for being here. I get so excited these days to like I come on like in the evening I'm feeling tired, but as of late I come on rather tired and then I get excited. So I wanted to ring the fork and I hope that I turn down the sound or edit the sound enough so that it's not hurting you. I've read Initiation before, and that bird is particular to a region or is a mythological creature, but it is speaking to your transcendence from one realm. I guess we've also been talking about like spiraling up, but this is definitely a Uranus and Venus-led moment, in that now you see how Uranus has caused a transformative phase in your life in a certain aspect, and it will move into Gemini. So if you'd like to look to where your Gemini house, where that lands, the third, where it lands on your natal chart, where the Gemini whole house would land, to kind of point to where Uranus will move into this next year. But for now, we're processing where we're coming from, with us being honest with ourselves as far as our self-value, self-valuation, self-worth. Venus is also very significant, being tied to Taurus, Uranus being in Taurus. So that's why Venus is the leader of the pack these days, right? What's good, y'all? Thank you all so much for being here again. If at any moment the message resonates with you, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, the like button, and feel free to share with anyone. The healer. Again, I have the Wild Unknown Alchemy or Archetypes deck, and I'll pull a 3-card spread for the Summon the Divine spread, yes, for the last quarter moon in Pisces. Thank you so much, Sun God, Mercury, spiritual spirits. I need some clear divine messages for the collective. Cards already trying to fall out. Just 3 cards, right? That's all we want. The Shaman. And earlier, the Healer. I do strongly suggest the relief stave, okay? To meditate on. These are good symbols to meditate with or visualize, and including your meditation. Okay, so the Shaman and the Healer are like pointing to me that you are coming to a very heart-centered, motivated kind of like response system instead of a reactionary, how can I feel secure system. Now you're honoring that if you follow your truth, that leads to security, that leads to relationships, that leads to your heart initially in feeling security and confidence. It sort of like ignites Something about igniting your voice too with the Gemini season. And now the Hunter. Wow. The Storm at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, relief. Perhaps some of you really do want relief. And it's moving through the storm that will get you to see that something does grow in the dust or in the fog, in the smoggy, swampy. Yes. Archetypes. 3-card spread. Thank you, Mercury. Archangels, angels, spirits, highest light. Summon the divine spread. 1 card for the root, 1 card for the crown, 1 card for the heart, 1 card for the crown. Okay, thank you so much for the collective for the last quarter moon Pisces. I did want to read to you a quote from the Buddha. On a long journey of human life, faith is the best of companions. It is the best refreshment on the journey. That maybe was not the one. This is another. I'm so sorry. This is funny because it's Sun and Gemini season. There are 2 mistakes one can make along the road to truth. Truth. Not going all the way and not starting. Wow, we have the castle. Can we put that in the root? Okay, yeah, so having to kind of leave. And wow, there are 2 mistakes one can make along the road to truth. Not going all the way and not starting. So some of you are in the starting phase, or it may feel like that. Maybe it can be enlightening, or it can be calming, and it can be a moment of self-assertion to remind yourself that you've been working along the path. This is in your root, the castle, card number 43. You could be a Saturn in Libra, so over the age of 40. And yeah, noticing where your life begins, because you are dedicated to a truthful, more authentic. It could be likened to finding parts of you authentically through having looked at parts of you that maybe proverbially locked away. You found a key, like a talisman, like a past ancestor meditation. You've been to Reiki, spiritual healers that move light, and through that you were able to uncover, like as if it was a treasure hunt, the hunter by a healer, by a shaman. You perhaps have seen through divination that you yourself are past life shaman. You could have been healing as a child. You could have healed your like mother. I don't know what that means. Wow. Wow. Can I hide behind the card? Okay. So pink, love. You're in love. Are you in love? You're in love with you. Can I remind you that, by the way, y'all, all identities welcome. I'm really bad with my language, meaning I'm trying to catch up as well, but I really truly want everyone to feel welcome. If I ever say something funny, feel free to comment. Maybe a more supportive way of saying things. I've read things out of a book and then I'm like, oh man, I forgot to edit that because that was not a good word to use. But yeah, sometimes I don't catch it until it's a few views in and I'm like, oh my, I've messed up. Oh wow, okay. Smacking the cube there. You're smacking the cube. Okay, but yeah, you've seen facets and you've also realized your growth, or you've been through a growth spurt, growing pains, Saturn and Pisces. I see a lot of like relationship pain and you're just actually more ready to move on and transform the relationships, maybe pause or evaluate that as you move into Uranus, moving into this over the next year, and sort of Pluto ushering those bigger planets into the more Gemini vibration now. A hard look at even the hard look at close relationships. Wow. Let me thank you that we just read the Rude card. Is that okay? We're already at 20 minutes. Archangels, angels, spirits, the highest. Okay, cool. So the heart. Wow, the dead end. Okay, yeah, you want to feel your heart now. It's like emotional capacity met with a lot of relationships. You also see what's holding you back. Not necessarily like people, but tending to the same way. Because again, remember initially we began the message with you perhaps maybe feel, I don't want to say again, it's not a reaction. You could feel that way, that you reacted from whatever came out of 2018, 2019, 2017 through those 2019. However, you and the other party acted, it seems like a lot of separation or like movement. It could even be like moving, leaving friendships, family, but somewhere along the way creating new levels of partnership, or maybe that's where changes of partnership occurred and there could possibly be a shift. There was a shift in your relationships and who you hang out with, things like that. But to sort of follow where I feel that it wasn't a reaction, it was a natural next like direction to go towards. And so okay, obviously the direction now, where does it lead you? Is this how you feel? Okay, wait, I was saying everyone's accepted. So I do feel like I know there are like masculine or men or males in the audience, and so I do want to say that I know not all males are used to, or men either are used to hearing that they're like beautiful. So like you're handsome there. Can I put it that way? I don't want to like make anyone feel just strange, and really I feel that you should accept that you're beautiful. Is this sort of like tugging at you? I have card number 40. Okay, yeah, again, like pushing, you made it over that midlife is part of astrology too. It's a square to Pluto. Okay, so the square to Pluto this is what I would say a square to Pluto is what it feels like. This is what an astrological aspect, specifically a square to Pluto in your life, this is what it would point to. Where you give, where there's no direction, it's aimless, is where you have come to, and you're a hunter. Like a Sagittarian force, the archer, so Scorpio and Sagittarius, because of all the love and relationship stuff, Libra, the green in the heart center, we're talking a lot about Pisces, so Virgo, right? The one at the bottom of the card. Have you come to the center? 10, 10, 10. 10s across the board, right? We've been getting the 10s. And so now you see something that will work emotionally, financially, economically. I don't know if economically is the right word. Abundantly, lovingly, emotionally, spiritually. Wow, at the crown we have the shapeshifter. So in a grander, more refined expert level, if we want to quantify and qualify, a graduated shapeshifter is undergoing a momentous upheaval, a spiral up, and therefore now your spirit guides, whoever you speak to in terms of your who you go to for your ritualistic work, who you think, who you're grateful for, the goddess, the god, the mother, the father, father sky, mother earth, your guides, your ancestors. Okay, they all guide you in this way too. The crown shape now, you shift in a new timeline, right? So that's why relief and protection are really good, because there are eyes, there are prying individuals too. And then, yes, they guide you. Oh yeah, my lamps turn on around this time. An hour before sunset. So it's ever changing, right? You know, between a certain period. Maybe you didn't, maybe you felt you could only make certain strides, certain shifts, certain changes, and now it's like a big boom for the one, for you. Also, maybe you have met somebody that you're really into. Card number 15, right? What is that? The devil. If not, it's the tower, right? All right, so it's a spiritual moment, spiritually led. Your root holds that secret, the power. You no longer are secure and feeling safe where you are, because you see that your heart is without connection. And so now you shift. Okay, a lot of the work is to connect with you, to also earn for you. But there seems to be a connection forming, by the way. This is quickly becoming like a relationship love reading sort of thing. I have here the Sugar Skull Tarot. I think I just want to pull a few so that I don't... Yeah, card number 15, the devil. Also the Wheel of Fortune, so 10, and then 5, the Hierophant. This is spiritual, kind of like very like energetic, shamanistic, up level. It's a upheaval, which is a Piscean Scorpionic death, the card number 13, and that points to me lucky, because Pluto brings you like transformation and luck. Oh my gosh, yeah, I don't think I showed you new life. Okay, so full moon. Something happened, y'all could say, in September last year, where like maybe you felt alone. Maybe you were left alone. Maybe you chose to be alone. Maybe you were pushed out of something. Do you understand what I mean? It's like some people maybe chose to leave. Some people were kicked out. Some people, yeah, like, but again, whether you recognize it as a reaction or you made a good decision based on a situation or an issue, maybe you received advice to go a certain way. So regardless, I don't want you to feel that you made a that it's not about the reaction. It's just that you turned from one direction to the next, and now you see this third freaking vision. And that's why we have 10, 10, 10. And then we have the 1, okay? So you've been down 1, 10, you've been down the other 10, and now the third 10, right? The truth, right? There's always, wow, the Father, and the kiss, and divine timing. Okay, enough. If this message resonates, why don't you leave me a comment? If this message resonates, why don't you hit the like button? Oh yeah, I was saying also that everyone's welcome. Men are beautiful. Okay, now I'm laughing. That reminds me, is the third part. I do laugh a lot, and I come here and I'm very, like, it's the end of my day almost, or like I'm trying to catch that second wind. And I get on here and I get so giddy. So, you know, if you don't like laughter, maybe stick around and we can laugh a little bit together. Few archangels, angels, spirit as the highest light. Okay. So past, present, future, now that we know these three, right? Okay. Past, 7 of Cups. You saw options. Okay, this direction led you to see options. Also, the astrology, the moon, the Mercury, the Venus. Wow, it's like you chose a star, which means you've had to go through a lot of clarity, and it was very involved, and it's very psychological. This is card number 7, 7 of Cups, Venus in Scorpio, okay? Perhaps you are Venus in Scorpio, or perhaps you had to just really, it was like grabbing grabbing the horns, the bull by the wheel, like it was something had to, it was maybe like people were convinced that you had it under control, and you knew yourself that you were not, and you had to come into control, and that required you to take on a new direction, to start seeing a whole new direction. This is what you're actually seeing, and you're like, no way, is it good? Is that a good direction to go? I think you're going to try it. So this is Aries, this is Pluto, this is Uranus, this is Mars, this is the Sun, this is Aries, and the Sun is in Gemini, and Pluto is in Aquarius, and Uranus is in Taurus. So really, it's a new direction based on your self-worth that you have discovered through that direction. Neither of them were good for you, and now you know it. You didn't know it before, now you know it. You didn't know it before, now you know it. 7 is exalted and spiritual, and it could be messy. 7 of Cups is messy. It's Venus and Scorpio. It's like, I can be mean, and maybe I was. Maybe in the last year I had to be mean to myself, or like to people, or like to my schedule, or to the team that I didn't like working with. Because like I wanted to get on with it, right? Like get on with the show. Like some people maybe perceive us just stuck. I get now the feeling like, hey, maybe I'm not right, but like who cares? Like nothing is right about this. Like what is right? Nothing about the situation feels right. Holy wow, judgment. Okay, yeah. And this is 10-10. Okay. It's very significant because I think you will just come into this new feeling and sensation, and maybe you're kind of already, I think that's the disbelief part, because it is ascension and it is spiritual and it's psychological, it's mental. And we were talking about the star earlier, which means clarity and really defining like where the cobwebs, what hides behind, right? We said the key, so you unlocked things and you went deep, and it's scorpionic, so it's dark. And this is a Scorpio card, or also Uranus and Pluto, like coming either to this or coming out of that, and either way you're gonna come out of that. Eight of Cups. Either way, you're going to come out of that because you've done that work, right? Card number 4, New Life, Bonk. Okay, in the next 6 weeks, you'll start to see how this road now opens for you, right? I have here the Hermetic Tarot. Isn't it cool that the Lovers is the significator card for the last quarter moon in general, right? And it's also the Sun in Gemini, and it's a Gemini card. The Ace and the Two of Cups. The Universe and the Nine of Pentacles and Justice, card number 11. Virgo or Venus in Virgo, and then Saturn. At the bottom of the deck, the Empress flew out, Venus in Libra and Venus in Taurus, and we've been talking about that kind of stuff. Leader of the pack, right? You kind of are the leader of the pack. So people are like pooping their pants because maybe you're exiting a lot of old shows. You're like, this is a carnival show and I'm not a ringleader of the carnival. I do not want to clean up after the donkeys, although the donkeys are very cute, right? Maybe you're over it. You're like, actually, they're not cute. What is a Mile High Priest talking about? Has he ever been to a donkey show? I have. I think I've been on nothing. This is what you cause. You cause the establishment to rattle and shake. The establishment being like the groups and organizations. Pluto and Aquarius. So we mention a lot Uranus in Taurus, Venus in Gemini, Sun in Gemini. We mention a lot of those key players, and now we mention Pluto and Aquarius. That drives you to leave old, outdated spaces. It's not even like a question anymore, really. Like, especially if you're going through all of this and you understand the power of divine timing, and you understand that you want something, and you understand that you've healed a lot, and the Empress is here and the Father is here. It's like this dynamic, energetic, but also physical manifestation, and summoning the divine spread. Like, it is a physical, it's your physical manifestation that is guided by your desire for security through ascension, your reevaluation. It's like you've been through this and you're like, I'm not gonna go through this again. Power of the moon, power of the stars. We do have the Seven of Cups again. Power of the moon, power of the stars, power of Venus. Okay, the power of alchemy, the power of the Scorpionic transformation. And we do have transformation in its most basic format here with the sacred symbols. Okay, we also have transformation in its most ancient format with the Ankh, new life. We also have transformation in its medieval, I don't know what. The 1500. Oh, stop it. We have the Magician, the King of Cups, so Gemini, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but heavily Scorpio in this Hermetic Tarot. We have the Moon, okay, the Moon card, which is a Pisces card, the Hangman, which is a Neptune Piscean archetype, card number 12 with the Ankh, okay, upside down. And what does the Hangman tell us? To shift, okay, turn of the wheel, turn of events, new life. Okay, wow, new life under the moon, the auspicious moon. This marks the ending. But with Piscean vision, you see that love is possible through despair, through the dead end. You see a shift because you've opened a portal slowly but surely coming out of sadness, despair, into celebration. The Four of Wands. I'm sorry, the Knight of Pentacles. Virgo. Leo. So coming into sunshine, coming out of leaving an old space, leaving an old partnership, leaving a person. But maybe it's just like you finally tied that up in a bow, and you're ready for the longer vision. This is a huge change. This is the eclipse. Okay, so something that happened, what, 6-8 weeks ago. Now in the next 6-8 weeks, you see what's possible, right? Like, you see a grand vision, you're making it. You're on this Eight of Cups. So, and then we have the Knight of Pentacles, and then I wanted to show you the Eight of Cups. So then the Queen of Pentacles pops up, and the Six of Pentacles pops up. So the shift is happening now already. You've been strategizing under the moonlight, dance under the moonlight, right? This is also guided by spiritual guides, but also like watch the envy, watch the criticism. All of that is black magic. This is consumed in magic. You are a shapeshifter, so like very Scorpio. The Empress is here and the Princess of Wands. I do love, I have to say, the Knights, the court cards, especially the Knights and the Pages, I do love. I love the Page of Wands in the Hermetic Tarot. The Princess of the Shining Flame, with the tiger at the top. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Okay, let's stare at the Shapeshifter card. Okay, cool. You're unchaining. Can we pull one from? I have the Symbolic Soul Tarot. This one, right? The Lovers. Okay, the Lovers, okay. And the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, this is one of my favorite cards in this deck. Do you see the CBGB in the back? This is a good time for the wand here. CBGB. Okay. You've been working on something. Okay, look, Four of Wands, the Wheel. Three of Cups, abundance, love. Knight of Swords. I love these guys. But this one's kind of my bar fight night. I think you're just very like athletic and you're beautiful, right? Don't come at me like this. But leave me a comment. All right. Talk to y'all soon. I honor you. Divine timing. The kiss. The father. You've healed the father wounds. Maybe both of you have. Found the one. I send you love, light. Please share with anyone you think may enjoy the message. Like it if it resonated with you. Hit the thumbs up if you want to support me. Leave me a comment. I send you all the love, all the light. Enjoy the last quarter moon in Pisces. The last quarter moon can be bittersweet, but it's very enlightening. This one especially is spiritual, and it guarantees like that you see the light, especially under this auspicious kind of sun and Gemini season of like, yeah, we're in a frenzy. There's a lot to think about. There's a lot to move our minds away from and move our minds towards. And there's a lot of figuring out, because we can't possibly contain all of these new directions. But like the King of Cups here, they move through the strife, okay? Wow, and the Queen of Cups, you both are moving through the strife to come together. Maybe you are also coming together solely, mainly with you, really, truly is your vision, and I honor that. Talk to you soon. Ciao.